I'm not ready for math.
Gentlemen,
I'm gonna do this.
Gentlemen, settle down, gentlemen. Simmer down.
I'm ready to learn.
Today we're gonna be learning the law of sine. So tell me, guys, can you solve this triangle for me? Anybody? Margery.
The hypotenuse is 5.
Very good. How did you figure that out, Margery?
Because in geometry, we learned that there are 3, 4, 5 triangles.
Very good, Margery.
They all go together.
And that's a right triangle. Okay, gentlemen, so now how do we solve for this angle right here labeled as theta? Steve, Professor
The
Vishnevsky?
angle is 30 degrees.
That is incorrect. We're going to use SOHCAHTOA. We're going to use SOHCAHTOA now, but you don't need to remember that because you're only my freshman year, okay? So we use SOHCAHTOA, and we could use, for this we could use opposite over adjacent, which is a tangent, okay? Now what if I draw an oblique triangle like this? How would we solve for those angles?
I don't know.
Very good. Anybody else know? Professor Vishnevsky? What?
Law of sines.
That is correct. Good job, Steve. Now, do you know the equation for law of sines?
I think the bell's about to ring.
Capital.
No, it's not.
I'm not sure, Professor Kremen.
Okay, now allow me to write it on the board. Okay, so when you have a side length, the side length over the sine of that angle is equal to the side length over the sine of the other angle is also equal to the side length the side of the other angle.
How do you determine which one is A and then like which side is A?
That's a great question, Margery. Let me answer that. So if you have angle A here, the side length over here is going to be little a.
So it's the one across from it?
Yes, it is across from it.
Always?
So this is B. Always. And this
no,
is
it's not.
little b. And this is C, so this would be little c.
Squidward.
Steve, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Is that your physics homework?
No.
Why would you be doing that in my class? Have you even taken the midterm yet in this class?
No.
You haven't taken the midterm yet?
Why are you doing physics homework? You haven't taken the
I was
midterm.
absent during the midterm.
Should I make it rain?
I'm in the terror, got a handful of stacks, better grab an umbrella, I make it rain, I make it rain on them, I make it rain, I make it rain on them, I make it rain, I make it rain on them, I make it rain, I make it rain on them.
Okay, so now, as I mentioned before, you need two matching pairs to solve for variables. So then you'll have 4 objects, and you'll need to have 3 out of those 4 objects to draw a proportion up and solve for it. So say angle A is 110 degrees, and side A is 90. Now, if B is 60 degrees, and we want to solve for B, we could set up an equation that looks like this. 90 over sine of 110 equals B over sine of 60. Now, can anyone do that for me?
I have a quick question.
Yes, Margery.
Can it be 90 over, or can it be sine of 110 over 90 and then sine of 60 over B, or does it have
Yes,
to be
you
like
can. They're interchangeable as long as they're on the same side of the fraction.
that? Okay.
Okay, now can anyone solve for B for me?
Well, I know you have to do 90 sine of 60 equals sine of 110b, but I don't have my calculator, so I can't do that.
I have the answer.
Yes, Professor Vishnevsky.
I don't think it's the right answer.
What is it?
620.
That's completely wrong.
I don't know why I just got that.
Steve,
I'll get my calculator.
the fact that you even open your mouth and say that is ridiculous, Steve.
Thing is,
You know why that's ridiculous? Because 60 degrees is smaller than 110 degrees. Now the common sense check is that the largest angle is across from the largest side. So B has to be smaller than 90.
I got the answer.
Okay.
620.05.
That's not right. That's not right, is it?
Oh, I'm in radian modes, my bad.
What?
I got 82.94.
82.94.
Okay, now that makes more sense. You know why? Because with the common sense check, this is smaller than 90 and 60 is smaller than 110. That's how you can check it. You recording? Okay, so now that we solved for side length, let's solve for an angle. So now we have information here for A and little a, and we have little c. Now we need to find c. So can someone come up here and draw a proportion for me? Professor Vishnevsky? How would you set up the equation?
So, C is 40. 40. C equals 90.
Margery, do you have the answer for that?
Do it my calculator.
Bell's gonna ring.
Say it again.
No.
24.67 degrees. And I do believe that the bell is going to ring.
Now that makes sense because the smallest angle is across from the smallest side. Remember the common sense check. Good job, Steve. Go sit down. So now that we have two angles, how do we find the third? Professor Vishnevsky?
You subtract it from 360.
No, Steve, that's so wrong. Why would you even do that?
Fuck!
Steve,
Fuck!
get out of here. Who is this kid? You get out of here too.
Can I come for extra help?
No, you cannot come for extra help.
Take a lap, Steve.
Take a lap. Okay, so now that we have the two angles here, 25 and 110, that equals 135. Since there's 180 degrees in a triangle, you can subtract that and find this to be 45 degrees. And then you can use that to set up another equation with B in it, which you can set up like this. Sine of 25 and 40. And you can find B that way, just by subtracting that from 180. Cross multiply this, 40 times the sine of 45 equals B times the sine of 25. Now we can divide this by the sine of 25, divide this by the sine of 25, and isolate B on the one side, and find that 66.9 degrees is B. Okay, Margery, since we have over here, we have C equals 10, A equals 17, and angle of A is 110 degrees. Can you solve that triangle for me and find B? Okay,
Where's
Margery.
Steve? When is he coming back?
He's not coming back. He's gone for good.
Okay. And yes, I will solve that.
Okay, Margery, here. Okay, get marker. Good work.
Cross from A is little a, right? So this is
Correct.
17.
Yep,
Then we have big A, which is right here, 110 degrees.
correct.
And then C, that's right here.
Across from the angle. Good
Yeah,
job,
so
Margery.
I set up the equation like 17 over sine 110 equals 10 over sine of C. So cross multiply 10 sine 110 equals 17 times C. So I'm going to divide by 17. Equals
And then take the sine inverse of that whole quantity.
Okay.
And that equals 33.55.
C equals 33.55 degrees.
Degrees, correct.
And from there we can find B and little b and big B, right?
Yes, so let's do that.
Yeah. So we're going to
Plus
do 180 minus 110 minus 33.55, right?
Yes, and that is 36.45.
Okay.
So that's the angle of B. So now how can we set up the equation to find little c? I mean little b.
Set up the equation for little b. So b over sine 36.45 equals 17 over sine. And then cross multiply and solve for b.
It is 10.7. Okay, so here we have a word problem. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it, but as I read it, I'm going to underline the key information. So I'm standing 50 meters from the base of a tree that is leaning 10 degrees from vertical. The angle of elevation from your feet to the top of the tree is 21 degrees and 40 minutes. Okay, so from that information, we can draw a triangle. So the angle of elevation from your feet to the top of the tree is 21 degrees and 40 minutes.
What's a minute?
A minute is a unit of measurement over 60. So 40 divided by 60.
Oh, so it's not out of 100. It's not like a decimal where it's out of 100. It's out of 60.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
So that'd be 2/3 and it'd be 21.66. Okay, so now we're looking for an equation to solve for the slant height, which is this over here. I'm going to label that x. And Margery, would you like to come up here and finish this for me?
Sure, and I'll bring my own marker too. So first, I guess I could find this angle by subtracting these two from 180. And we get 68 1/3 degree. And I guess since this is a straight line, I can subtract that from 180 to find that because they're supplementary. 112 2/3. Right, and now that I found that, I can use two angles. I can find this angle by subtracting those two from 180. So I got 58 1/3. Alright, now I can use the law of sines. I can do 50 over sine of 50, 3 equals x over sine of 21.66. I'll just put that in my calculator. X equals 21.7. Common sense check. This is the biggest angle. So, well, we didn't find that side. So this angle is bigger than this one. So this should be bigger than that. So yeah, it works out. Tom.
Yes.
Actually,
You have to subtract that from
Just
180.
like, how do you find the
Go,
side?
go.
So now we have two angles. How do we find this angle? Yes, Steve.
You subtract those angles from 180.
And what is that?
Just say 360 because you're supposed to get it wrong, Steve.
Alright, delete that.
I'm in radian too,
I
actually.
think I took the last test in radian mode also. Okay, well, it's still good now.
No, you don't.
Right.
Explode. Why don't you come to my